As we develop towards a much brighter future and a better world that's connected together, it's time for us to go forth and find what we believe in and how we do it for learning. My name is Patrick Reed, and this is my Learning Manifesto. These are the things I believe that education should be and education will be. The first thing I believe in my Learning Manifesto is that all students can learn. No matter what kind of student you have, no matter who you're teaching, no matter who's there in your classroom, that student is there to learn. No matter if the student's in a special ed population, if he's an English second language population, if he's above average student, an average student, or even an under average student or below average student, that student is there to learn, and all students can learn. Now, for that to happen, you must make learning available at all times. Learning must be available whenever the student is ready to learn, and at whatever place or time that may be. Be that website, be that learning online, be that learning in a book, no matter what it is, as long as that student is comfortable with learning at that time and that place, then that student should have the ability to learn. The learning must also be relevant. You must teach these students on how to solve real world problems. No longer is it that you will need to know this to go on to the next class. Now you will need to know this to solve world problems. Give the students something to relate to what they're learning. Give the students something to solve a problem for. If it was a shortage of water, it was because of drought, because of sanitation, or because of something that's local. Students must be able to solve these real world problems because as they develop towards a new future, as they develop towards the working crowd, the jobs that we have available for them are ones that are not going to be based on basic looks and on basic scenarios that are previously given to them. They must come up with new ideas and new ways to solve those ideas. Also, be wary. Students are watching at all times. These students do bring in and do gain what you're doing, not just how you say it, but also how you show it. People have always said, it's not what I do, it's not what I say, but what I do. So be very wary. Students are watching, and what you do and how you act is how they're going to learn if they see the learning worth it. Continue to push your students, but also continue to show off that passion and enthusiasm you have for your lessons and for what you're teaching. Now remember, your job is to teach, so no longer can you give the excuse, it's not my job to make sure they learn, because it is your job. It is your job as a teacher to find that thing that sparks that student's interest and sparks the reason for them to learn. Again, it might be relative, it might be something that's connected to. Find a connection, find a way for that student to learn, because that is your job. Also, remember that technology that you use in the classroom could either affect teaching in a good way or affect the bad teaching as well. Technology can accelerate good teaching, but it can definitely accentuate the bad teaching. Make sure that the tools that you're using in your technology classroom or tools that you're using in your standard classroom are unique to that specific topic and are needed for that topic and not just for technology's sake. Any technology can both be a hindrance as well as a help. Finally, also connect where the students are. If your students are on Twitter, go to Twitter. If your students are on Instagram, go to Instagram. Find that connection for a place for them to connect what they're doing to the real world. Again, make these learnings relevant and learning to them. Always give your students voice and choice. A student will learn more successfully if they're able to choose how they learn and how they show what they learn. A student is more likely to give you a great, authentic learning standard and showing of how they learn if they have a choice and how they can also speak what they learned. Finally, don't ever be satisfied. You are a learner, not only your students. It is a together effort. It is a way for your students to be together and for you to be together and be co-learners in what is going on. Give your students the choice, give your students a voice, and make sure you listen to them. One of the ways I know that I'm not satisfied is by using Twitter. If you see right here, this is my Twitter feed. I like to connect, I like to share, I like to learn with other teachers as I develop as a teacher. So finally, if they want to learn, let them, wherever or whenever that may be. This is something I give to other teachers. This is something I think that will help solve the world's problems and allowing for the world to be more connected, for students to learn, and for students to develop that learning to go on to future jobs that do not exist right now, but will exist in the future, but we do not know what those are. So what we have to do is teach our students now how to think, how to process, and how to come up with great ideas. My name is Patrick Reed, and that is my Learning Manifesto.